Mountain MGTOW copyright by Cupideros, March 6, 2018. Two monks were climbing a steep hill, really, a mountain. One was a young monk who lacked self-awareness and other awareness, the other monk was old and had much self-awareness and other awareness. Both began their climb at the same time. However, the older monk quickly moved up the mountain each day. He saw the pretty flowers of various colors, bees, birds, he smelled perfume smell in the breeze and the women who loved, for some reason, frolicking on the 3 plateaus on the mountain. He thought about the women and their reaction on the younger monk. On the first plateau, the women were 6s, 7s, beautiful, more than average. On the second plateau, more beautiful women lounged around, and their looks fell within the 8s, 9s range. These women one saw on magazine covers and selling every product under the sun all over the earth. The final, third plateau women stunned the imagination and made the movie actresses look like 6s or 7s. Most of the monks, trying to climb the mountain upon reaching the third plateau quit, took one of those 10s for a wife and left. The older monk kept moving up. Neither was he rude about nature nor was he angry at nature's distractions. He accepted the fact the women wanted to frolic around scantily clad, on the different types of 3 plateaus. Maybe the women sought future husbands or more pragmatically some future man to take care of them. She and this future husband would have a child or two, thus, the man would take care of the woman and their child for the rest of his life. The old monk kept moving and reached the top day after day, early. The younger monk moved slowly up the mountain each day. More and more, he hated climbing up the tall hill.
Pointless, he grunted. It was all pointless and futile. Soon that book half buried in the dirt, waiting for Nwalt tortured his eyes. Why did the monks not remove it? Thought the young monk. So many distractions from the flowers, bees, sweet, subtle perfume smell in the breeze and those damn high-pitched voice women constantly disrobing, accidentally or on purpose whenever he neared the first plateau.
The young monk never reached the second or third plateau or even the peak before sunset. However, each day, the rested older monk came down, reaffirming it was possible to reach the top. It is impossibly beautiful up there, the wiser older monk said. There is nothing like it on earth. You see this and that, all. Time progressed. And this went on and on day after day, week after week. When finally, one day, the older monk came down and said, "Do you know why you cannot make it up the mountain before sunset?"
The young monk, tired, sweat beads on his forehead, said, "No." And then he added, "It is the women's fault. And why do you not dig up that disgusting book waiting for Nwalt?"
Smiling, the older bald-headed monk shook his head, no, and said, "Nonsense, you mean the book waiting for Godot. Projection. You cannot even see straight. And you cannot make it up the mountain because of those 2 steel balls hanging on your feet."
Totally at the end of his rope, the young monk exclaimed, lifting his dirty left barefoot. "What steel ball?" Exasperated, the young monk lifted his earth-smugged right barefoot. Where? Do you see a steel ball around my ankle?"
To which the older monk replied, "Inasmuch as you have those 2 balls between your legs, you might as well have 2 steel balls on your ankles." Suddenly, the younger monk understood, he was the problem. The scantily clad women, their unsteady breasts, slim legs, the flowers, birds, sky, the women's violin voices, and their sweet perfumed breeze did not stop him. The next day, the young monk climbed further. His attitude of anger faded away as he reached the first plateau and saw, clearly, the near-naked beautiful girls of all races. Smiling, the young monk talked and asked their names but quickly went on climbing the mountain. He did not reach the second plateau. The following day he reached the second plateau. Eventually, through persistent effort and focus, the young monk reached the mountain top. The end.